Hi, how y'all doing? It is Saturday, March the 5th, 2025. Here in Ontario, Canada, the skies are gray-white, cloud-covered. It's raining. It just started. They had forecasted it to start overnight, but it didn't. It didn't start until about, what, 7, 8 o'clock in the rise? So yeah, I think it's supposed to go like this until this afternoon sometime. I don't care, I'm not going anywhere. Right? Just makes it damp. Messes with the fibro. Um, I woke up at 6, but I went to sleep quick last night for a change. No tossing and turning. I dreamt all night, but nothing's come back to me yet, right? Um, I'm alone. My son, he went to his girlfriend's for the weekend, as usual, right? And yeah, I got up and I listened to a couple of podcasts because it's so quiet in my house, so might as well listen to somebody talk, right? And the first one was a seer, Duke of Tears on Black Magic 363. And he's still pushing his narrative of the Moors, right? And I realized, and then I watched Peace Pipe TV, and Carimio, probably saying his name wrong, Who was on it, right? He was a guest, and they were talking about his research, right? Because he reads old books from the people that came over here and took over, whatever, and all this stuff, right? Their diaries, their journals, whatever. Old, old history, right? And it was confirming what I had said in my video last night about us all being melanated, right? Because, yeah, it was a nice confirmation. Because all the people started out as melanated beings, and then there was different hues. They all came from America, went out in the world, started the other civilizations, right? Tartaria sprung up. And then, yeah, I guess they've had waves of incubator babies over a long period of time. What did he say? Oh no, that was the other guy. 15 million? Don't quote me. Somewhere along, it was millions along the line. That said everywhere, right? I think every time they did a reset. So it's so confusing. Going down rabbit holes is not an easy task. I was thinking about earlier about my videos over the last couple of years and how many rabbit holes I've been and how many rabbit holes I've been down and how my view has changed on different subjects that I spoke about, right? Because it just leads you to more information. My views will probably change again, but this is part of learning and growing, right? So, yeah, we're all mixed. All of us, if you think about it. Our parents had different last names. All boys have carry a name for so long, but as soon as their mom gets married or whatever, their name changes, right? Females, the same. So think about the millions of family members in the past that you've had. You don't know what hue they were, right? They've screwed our history up so much, it's hard to follow the genealogy. Only back to a point, and then you hit a brick wall, you know? Except for the incubator babies. It's easier for them to tell, I suppose, that they're can't say it, babies, because their genealogy doesn't go back that far, right? Because they came out in the World's Fair here in America, the last reset. It was shipped all around the world, the realm. So confusing, isn't it? I know, it's confusing. I hope you're doing your own research. But I suppose only people that go down rabbit holes and have an open mind would be watching my channel. because for a normie, it would just sound like complete gibberish, you know? Like how when I listen to them talk, it's just the program. They're all programmed. They won't open their mind. They've been taught this and that's what they believe. They don't know, but they believe it, right? They've never done the research to prove it. It's just, and all they can, and if they try it, it just comes up with theories. There's no facts, right? So, yeah, that's what I've been going through this rising. Realizing was right about this in the very beginning. I knew we were all mixed, right? Even the darkest melanated person can't say that they don't have some Caucasian in them. You don't know what your ancestors did, right? You don't. We've been here a long time. A lot of different peoples. When Pangea was here, we had all kinds of different people, right? Different hues, phenotypes, hair textures, all that stuff. You can see it in all the ancient statues and the old art, right? So you could be half Spanish, half of a baby Spanish conquistador's got a baby, and of a American Indian from America, right? And maybe a part of what they call them, Native Americans or Asian. So many types. We don't know, do we? Unless you can follow your ancestry back for thousands of years. I don't think there's anybody that can do that. Maybe the Illuminati creeps, right? Because they've all inbred. So, yeah, having babies with their sisters and their cousin and their aunt, shit like that, right? That's demented. It really is. It's all about unity. It is. It's the age of Aquarius, right? It's about accepting everybody for who they are, except for the ones that cause harm, tell lies, and they're not good people, right? But those ones will be taken out by their own undoing. They've already signed that paper, right? By worshiping the wrong thing and doing rituals, stuff like that, just being not good, right? They're the ones that are going to go down because their vibrations are low. So keep your vibrations up, right? Positive. How do I say that? Every day I am more positive than the day before, right? Right. After I was finished watching Karima, I don't know how else to say it. The woman that one of the women or the woman that was hosting the show, Peace Pipe TV, she said it. But I'm having a hard time repeating the way she said it. So maybe I just know him by the way I know him, right? I get nothing but the truth from him. I've looked at his research. I've looked up his research, right, to see if it was in fact something, and it was. He hasn't lied, right? He's just being a historian, telling the truth, the real way, and showing you the receipts, right? The books, where he got it from, who the people were that wrote the books, stuff like that. And this is the best way to go. With the Moore guy, a seer, I've noticed the pictures and stuff that he brings up and points out, right? He doesn't give you the whole picture, because when I research the picture, it pops up and there's extra people or things in the picture that changes the narrative of the picture. I'm not saying he's lying. I'm saying that this is the research on how he's choosing to do it, because he has a little bit more of a closed mind, right? You can see where his divide and conquer is in him. Not that he's doing that on purpose, but it's part of the program, right? So that we don't have unity. Because remember, they wanted to have a civil war, blacks against whites, right? Which are not colors, right? Or Democrats against liberals, right? Stuff like this. That's not our way. Our way is to solve the problems and come together as a people and overthrow the nefarious ones, right? They don't want you coming together. They want you to hate. And I don't hate anything. I love us all. I do. I don't care what hue you are. I don't. I don't care where you're from, right? I look for the character in a person, not the color. So, yeah. And after that, I was sitting here and was looking out my window, thinking about how rainy of a day it is and how weird the energy is feeling inside my body. I wonder what's going on. And all of a sudden, a blue jay is in my tree outside my window. I leaned up and it flew away. I was like, oh, a blue jay. And then right after that, about 2 minutes later, a robin flies in. Pretty much the same area where the blue jay was before it left. And I was like, wow, hi, Mom. And it flew away. Why do I say that? Because my mother loved robins. So it's just a memory, right? And then about 2 minutes after that, a chickadee flies in the same area, right? And I was like, cool. And it flies away. And then another one comes. And then it flies away. And I was like, thanks, Source. I wonder what this means. A whole bunch of messages, right? They're all good. Animals bring, or creatures bring good messages from nature, from Source, from Spirit, from your higher self, maybe even, right? So I thought that was nice. I haven't seen such pretty birds in so long. That thunderstorm the other night started the smelts running. That's how we knew as hunters back in the day. My dad would know when to go fishing for smelts, right? When spring officially starts is after the first thunder and lightning storm. So maybe that's why the birds were here and came to see me. Different. I like it, right? It's very quiet. Except for the traffic. The cars going back and forth, splashing the water. Rain underneath their tires, right? But other than that, it's quiet. I just made bread, so I gotta go take it out of the machine. I'm not doing nothing, like I said. I'm just sitting here. There's nothing out there in the realm for me. They're all whacked. They all got the job, right? They do. I was watching, I tried to watch Autodidactic too in the Rise, but they're a little bit behind. They haven't advanced fast enough. They're still talking about, or still asking questions about stuff I already know, so they don't have anything to teach me, right? But like I said, I think he is an incubator baby because he can only go back 2 generations. But that's okay. It shows that they are getting their, he's not jabbed, right? That they're getting their consciousness. They have consciousness. And they'll ascend. They have the possibility of ascension too. So yeah, so much for them making the incubator babies to be their slaves and not believe in anything else, right? Life will find a way. Spirit will find a way somehow, right? I'm pretty sure. More powerful than anything else. Big Mama. And why do I call God Big Mama? Because men don't create. They don't have a womb, right? They can give you a seed, but they can't grow it and they can't give birth to it. So they're not creators. They're pollinators. Maybe, right? I don't know. Stuff like that. All right, that's enough of me today. Ranting and raving on here with all my thoughts. I hope you have a good weekend. I do. I love you all to consciousness. Every day, I am stronger than the day before. Oh, I should mention my symptoms too. Shoulders are tight, ribs a little bit tight. Feet, not too bad. Although at 4 o'clock in the middle of the night, my feet cramped up for no reason. All right, kept me up for a little bit. But That stopped when I got up. That's why I got up at 6, so it wouldn't happen anymore. And that's, I don't know why that happened. Maybe the clouds came in at 4 o'clock in the middle of the night to bring this rain that they made. But that's okay too. All right, I'll say it again. I love you all to consciousness. Enjoy this night or day. Okay? Okay. Bye.